Hey everybody, welcome to the JLash Show. My name is Lasher, and I am your host for the JLash Show, bringing you episode 41. So, we're talking about the Phillies. We have a few topics today. Number one is pitching dominance, and number two is Phillies versus Mets, which is a very iconic rivalry in the NL East. And then we got number three, best baseball stadium, and number four, preparing for Red October. So with that, let's move on to number one, pitching dominance. I think that the Phillies have one of the better pitching in the league, I think. And I think if they get somewhere with that, I think that they could pitch very well in Red October, because it's looking good that they're getting in there. I don't know if they're going to hang on to the number one seed or not. I'm kind of worried that they aren't, so we'll have to see where that kind of goes. I don't really know. I'm a little bit worried about it because Trey Turner was just out, so that makes me a little bit more worried about him, I guess. And Mundo Sosa, I think he should be doing pretty well. I think he should be doing pretty well at shortstop. And we got Bryce Harper. He's a good player for the Phillies. He hasn't been doing very, very well. He's been okay, but he is one of the most electric players when it comes to like playoff games. Whenever like the Phillies or in like the NLCS, like when they were against the San Diego Padres, he hit that go-ahead home run that eventually won the game to get into the World Series. So I think with him on the team, I think that it makes it a little bit better, and I think it gives the team an extra enthusiastic kind of, and that's a good thing about the Phillies and having Bryce Harper on the Phillies. So I think with their pitching dominance, I think that they're going to be doing pretty good. I'm a little bit worried about one of the pitchers getting hurt. We already lost Zach Wheeler, which is kind of not good, and he was one of our best pitchers. So now we got to rely on Ranger Suarez and Christopher Sanchez. I think that we can rely on them. So, which moves on to number two, which is Phillies versus Mets, the iconic rivalry. So, since the Phillies are playing I think 4-game series against the Mets, I think that would be a good time to talk about their iconic rivalry. So, the Mets are stationed in New York and are in the NL East, and the Phillies are also in the NL East, and they have been battling over the number one spot for a little bit now. So, my opinion, this is one of the better rivalries in MLB. I think the better rivalry is the Dodgers versus the Giants. So that might be the only better rivalry out there, in my opinion. So, again, with the Phillies and Mets, they're both very good teams, but I think that the Phillies could have the upper hand in pitching, but the Mets could have the upper hand in batting. So that's what I'm a little bit worried about, and I wouldn't be shocked if we saw them play in a Red October game in a few months here, that we would probably get beat by them. And I really wouldn't be shocked. I'm thinking of the worst outcome for us, but if we can preserve our pitching and we can preserve our batting and not let them go cold in Red October against the Mets, and the bank just keeps getting louder and louder, I think that we will be totally fine. So I think the Mets they will cut it close, but I think that we will have the upper hand in the Red October, since the bank is absolutely electric. Which brings us to number three, best baseball stadium. So there's a lot of good baseball stadiums out there. I wouldn't say the San Francisco Giants is the best, because it isn't. It's just looking out to the bay. And players like Barry Bonds have hit home runs over that many, many times. So it's not really anything special. But I think the two best would be Pittsburgh and Philly. And the Pittsburgh Stadium, it just looks over Pittsburgh, and it has a very nice little skyline view. But if you compare that with Philly, and you have more celebrations, like the Liberty Bell when it rings out their home runs, I think that's neat. You can also see Philly if you're sitting high up, which is also a very nice view. But the Pittsburgh, if you hit a home run far enough into right field, I think that it leaves the park, just like the San Francisco Giants Stadium. But I don't think we really need any of that. But if we do have some of that, I wouldn't be shocked. But our home runs don't really leave the park. So, brings us onto our final topic, number 4, preparing for Red October. What do the Phillies need to do to prepare for Red October? So, I think that they need to really work on their batting and pitching to make sure that they do not get cold. That is my main worry, is that it's going to get cold and they're going to start losing many, many games in a row, which we do not need in Red October. So we need to play hard and they need to train hard so that way they don't pitch and bat weak like they sometimes do. So, I wouldn't be shocked if I saw some of that, but we only need that for probably a max 1 game. Like, we have very little room for error. We need to pitch and bat very well all those games, because even when they're advancing, the teams are just going to get better and better and better and better. That's what I'm worried about. So we need to be the best team, because the best team wins the World Series. So it's not going to be like a charity club and whoever has the most seniority is going to, and even if they're bad, they get to stay. We can't have that. So if they have very little seniority and they play good for a long amount of time, we need that. We need those kind of players. But that's what we really need to focus on, in the offseason, getting young players that are very good. So even if we do lose, we still have the offseason to figure out some moves. And I think we're going to pay Kyle Schwarber, so all is well. So now I'm going to take you guys to the JLash Show weather report very momentarily. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to the JLash Show Weather Center. I am your chief meteorologist for the JLash Show, Jackson Lasher, and it has been a very good few days here in Hatboro, Pennsylvania. No rain really, besides some in the weekends, and some severe storms rolled through. I think it was Saturday, so I don't think it was anything too bad, but it might have been a lot of rain, a lot of lightning, some wind. I heard there was an EF0 tornado somewhere out in Lancaster County, but I think that was one of the only reported tornadoes. But there's only going to be a thunderstorm Monday of next week, only about 30% chance, which it looks like it's not really going to happen, but you never know. So now looking at the weather of the week. Now looking forward for the weather of the week. Today is going to be sunny with a high of 74. Tuesday is going to be sunny with a high of 75. Wednesday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 74. Thursday is going to be sunny with a high of 79. Friday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 77. Saturday is going to be sunny with a high of 77. Sunday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 76. Monday is going to be thunderstormy, but it's only 30%, so it's going to be a high of 74. And then Tuesday is partly cloudy with a high of 75. And then Wednesday is going to be sunny with a high of 78. So it's going to be a very good week coming up. So now back to the JLash Show. Alright, welcome back from the JLash Show weather report. I hope you liked it. So now moving on to the Eagles. They're playing the Chiefs, and I think that they are going to be doing pretty good. It's a Super Bowl rematch, so let's hope that they do good, and that's really what I'm hoping for. I hope that they do very well, and I think that they will. So the Eagles have a pretty good few weeks coming up. I think that they're going to do okay. They played a little rocky on week 1, so I guess we'll see how it goes from here. So now moving on to the 76ers. Not much really with them, so they're going to start in a few days, so we'll see what happens there. And then the Philadelphia Flyers, nothing really happened with them, but we'll see when they start the season. And then now moving on to Penn State. This is going to be really fun one since I went to the game. this weekend. I was very disappointed with their running game. I think that their passing game would have done a lot better, and I think if they did, and it did, they got a lot of touchdowns, but I was expecting it to be more of a blowout than 34-0, to be honest. I think that they should definitely do a little bit better, but the running game was very disappointing with that. So overall, that was a fun trip, and I hope that I go back to Beaver Stadium for like a whiteout or something, and I will keep talking about Penn State and like Temple maybe when their seasons continue more, and I will keep talking about them into depth. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the JLash show today. That's pretty much it. Not really a short, long video, but if you guys want to be a guest, go to the JLashShow.com, go to the guest form, and you can sign up. And then if you have any questions, go to the JLashShow.com or gmail.com. And then Jackson at the JLashShow.com if you have any inquiries about anything. Here's the daily news for the JLash Show, and hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good night, JLash Show Nation.